is the pre-session for the championship week. We've got our contenders ready to go. So what surprise player has really stepped up for you this year? Like maybe you get them because you need to fill a spot, you got nothing better going on, and it turns out this dude really rocks.
I think for me, it was probably James Robinson. James Robinson was not even on my lineup when I went after the draft, and picked him up. I think off waivers, probably week 2. I don't recall. Dan probably has all the dates when I did, but it was week 1 or 2, and he has been my stud running back. You know, with CMC being out all year, and for the championship. I don't want to talk about that. But he has been probably my stud, you know, in CMC's absence. So I would say James Robinson from Jacksonville.
For me, Justin Jefferson was just on the waiver wire in the beginning. He had a slow start because Kirk Cousins was pretty trashy at first, but whenever they all picked up their offense, he's been honestly one of my only consistent receivers this year, because Juju's been a pile of garbage, and he was my third pick. So definitely needed Justin Jefferson, and I also picked up Robbie Anderson, who left the Jets, and we all know what happens when people leave the Jets. So
They get good.
They become relevant, yes. So shout out to all the Jets fans.
Well, last week, you know, I know you weren't playing against Luke,
Right.
but he had some 141 points. He had 137, something like that. I can look up the exact numbers.
Yeah,
So
he
you
had
would have lost.
I had 137.
Yeah, 137 to 141.
Right.
So where are you gaining those extra points?
A Hail Mary throw to Evans with the last second throw. I mean, honestly, Peter, it's going to be tough because I've not been healthy. My guys have not been healthy. So it's going to be tough. I'm hoping for a Kyle Murray showdown of just lighting it up. He gave me 49 points last week. He can easily do that again this week. Luke is not playing his starting quarterback. Got him the whole thing, so that's his first mistake. So he's gonna Seattle's gonna go off this week, and Dallas is gonna shut down the Eagles quarterback, and I'm gonna win because he didn't play his quarterback that's been there that's got him to this place all year. So I'm looking forward to seeing that happen. But I'm gonna stick with actually, Peter, last week there was a point where I was gonna play golf over Murray. I had him in my lineup to start for probably up until Friday, and then they had the Eagles had a bunch of injuries, or not the Eagles, but whoever they played. Philadelphia Eagles had a bunch of injuries in their secondary, so I changed over to Kyle Murray. And if I would have done that, I wouldn't be talking to you guys obviously right now. But I think it's just a consistency of, you know, Hill and Evans and having their solid games. They got really good matchups. I think it's going to come down to – honestly it's going to come down to our defenders. Me and Luke have pretty good defenders. They've been putting up 10, 15 points every other week. I think it's going to come down to those guys. I can see those guys being the deciding factor. I think it's going to be a close game. I wish I had CMC. Obviously, that's been a big pill to swallow. Not having him back, because last time I played Luke, he got me 27 points and I won. So I was kind of hoping for that, you know, a little bit of rematch on that front. But you know, it's just going to take my guys to, you know, be consistent and show up. So.
Yeah, you didn't outscore him that much there, Luke. So what's going to keep it going for you?
Man, freaking out about not starting Russell Wilson. Honestly, like I literally named my team after him, except just the whole philosophy in Seattle's changed. Their defense is relevant now, so they're not needing to just chunk it. And Jalen Hurts looks legit. So I'm going to go for it. Excuse my friend's walking over here. But I'm a little scared about the quarterback situation. I'm still going to start Jalen Hurts just because Dallas's defense is not something to be scared of. Usually, watch them be good this Sunday. But like Sam said, I have some defenders that have been very clutch. Last week, I only beat Peter by like 3 or 4 points. And my linebackers combined, Darius Leonard and White, got me 35 points. So if it weren't for those guys overproducing, I wouldn't be here either. So I think defenders will be a big deal. I got Young Shu Koo as my kicker 1. He's Mr. Field Goal in the Falcons, so he's going to be important. And Travis Kelce's probably been my most consistent player all year.
I can see it coming down to Kelsey and Tyreek Hill. I
can
totally see that coming down to who is going to get the more touches and get the more touchdowns.
Yep, and they'll end up running the ball, and we'll both be screwed. Le'Veon Bell goes off for 35 points.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be close. It's going to be real close.
I am really hoping for a close competitive matchup with you brothers.
I'm looking forward to the matchup that Luke and Peter had last week, where it's less than 5 points. That at least you can at least go home and say, "Hey, good season."
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Waiting a few days for the stat correction to change your life, or
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or Yahoo snafu where we don't know who won.
Yeah.
Sounds like a personal experience.
Yeah.
No, it's week 5. Dan versus Rob. Who won?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I posted the thing because in one section it showed Dan winning, and the other section it showed Rob winning. And like, this is why my stat sheet didn't agree with Yahoo. Because I've been doing a spreadsheet every week, keeping up with this. And then the last week, it's like, why doesn't this match? I don't know if they did a post thing or not. But who knows? I mean, this has been a weird season with Tuesday night games, with all of what's been going on. So whichever one of you gentlemen winds up with the actual title, congratulations. You would have earned it, because it's – yeah. And from the 5th seed, wow, you know, the Giants have done that a couple of times. So you could be like the Giants, Sam.
Ooh,
You can take the 5th seed.
I like that. Giants came out the wild card, won it all. There you go, Peter. I like that prediction. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
You could do that. If you watched the PD report last week, it's only Alex who picked you.
Oh man, no, but I think it's gonna be a close game. I think it's gonna come down to a couple of players going off and a couple of our players not showing up, and that's gonna be the difference.
Yep,
I really do.
Mm-hmm.
I really do.
Because going to the other side of the bracket, you know, the PD side. So Brian gets the first pick. Well, unless one of you guys want it.
Yeah,
when you win.
Would you consider that? I don't know. See,
it depends who people keep.
It's kind of hard with the first pick because you don't get to pick again for 20 more picks, 22
right.
more picks. So it's got to be a player that's just incredible that you just can't.
Yeah.
It's just got to be one of those players that just transcends all points. I mean.
Yeah.
You know, but. Yeah. I don't know.
Depending on people.
I don't know if there's someone there that can – that I feel like it's more – unless there's someone there. But for me, I think I'd rather just have the 7th or 8th pick, depending on whatever 9th pick, wherever it comes down to where after the 10th pick, I don't know, whatever it is. Because that way at least, you know, I get 2 picks kind of close together. That first pick is great on paper, but I'll tell you what, there's a lot of good guys from 1 to 20 that you can get 2 for the price of,
yeah,
you know, and 1 through 20, the 1 through 20 picks are not a big difference in fantasy points. Let's be honest. And if you pick a Tyreek Hill or a Jefferson or a you know, or a CMC, maybe CMC might be one you want to keep. He's just a workhorse. But I mean, there's you know, 1 through 20, all the players are pretty even keel. So I don't know. I haven't thought about it, to be honest with you, but I don't think I would even.
Yeah, because the loser of us has to get like what, last pick? I think is that how that works?
No. We go. I thought we go above the PD playoffs. So all those guys. I don't know. Gosh, I don't know.
Yeah, I thought.
I don't know.
Because I got second last year, and I had last pick, or second to last pick.
Yeah, I think that's how I thought it would go.
Oh, okay.
It's about helping the lower teams try to be more competitive.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there you go. So then that's what I think about is, either you get 2 picks, 9 and 11, 11 and 13, or you get 11 and 4, whatever it is, or you get the first pick. So it kind of all depends. Kind of all depends who your keeper's going to be and all that kind of stuff too. So who knows?
Yeah, and the fact that Brian was playing in the PD round shows you how difficult it is to repeat. Consistency is tough to get in this type of thing. But Adam has achieved a certain consistency that's amazing. Now, technically, it's not a three-peat. We know about three-peats from, Phil Jackson coaching either the Bulls to 1 or the Lakers to 1. Well, the Bulls to 2. So, but what's up with that, right? I mean, he's got 3 out of 4 or 5.
I think he enjoys the PD, and I think he enjoys being in last place. So I think we need to make it hard. We need to tattoo his chest or something with, or his, give him he likes it too much. We got to make it to where he doesn't like it, because I feel like he likes it because he always was there. But in his defense, his team was decimated with injuries. He had a ton of pretty bad injuries. And then the one good player he did trade, he traded Dan for Saquon, who was on IR, which not quite sure why he did that trade. But anyways, probably didn't want a good keeper for next year. Is probably why he did it. But yeah, his team was decimated with injuries. That was his issue. I mean, I had injuries, but luckily I picked up people that kind of filled that gap. Mike Davis with a big piece of mine kind of filled that gap for CMC, putting up decent numbers, not CMC numbers. And actually, I'm considering now I've been playing him this week, which is your Russ Bust, decision. Mine's the Mike Davis decision this week.
Yeah.
Just because the matchup is not a good matchup, and they're kind of doing a lot of running back by committee there a little bit. So I'm a little nervous to put him in, but my big decision this week is because he is not as consistent as CMC. CMC, when he goes in there, he's getting 30 touches. Minimum. And with a PPR league, that's money in your bank. I mean, CMC didn't get the 3 games he played, 23, 25, 27. I mean, it's really helpful for the championship. Gosh.
Well, honestly,
Luke was praying to the fantasy gods, I guess, this week, and they answered his prayers. What I'm thinking, but
I guess it worked. But there was a point this season to where Adam would pick up somebody off the waiver wire, and I would feel bad for that player because they'd probably get injured after he picked them up. It was crazy. His team got decimated. Yeah, this year. He wasn't a bad manager.
Yeah. His first year, he was horrible. He just could not. He probably couldn't even spell football. I mean, just fantasy football. His first pick was like Tony Romo. No, not Tony Romo. It was some ridiculous.
Tom Brady.
Right? Yeah. And so he just got decimated. He was a great manager of the team well this year. He got a lot of good players, but they just got hurt. Yeah. His IR had 4 spots at one point, and the rest was, bench had it, but they were out. So, I mean, yeah, just tons of injuries. So that was unfortunate for him. But
maybe that should be part of his punishment. Maybe we should get him a full body cast, something like that. Involve that in there.
So is that something you guys been thinking about, the penalty phase of this thing?
Yeah, I think it, because he's been there consistently, we need to do something a little. We need to up the ante and do something more than just because more than likely we're not going to draft again at David and Buzz because of Corona.
Right.
To put him on a onesie to have him play games was pretty embarrassing. But if we're not going to be able to do that, we got to think of something to do to where he can still feel the punishment of getting the PD, but putting on a onesie and going to Dan's thinking about doing it at his little place where he has big screen TV. Putting on a onesie and sitting in there with all of us is not a punishment. That's just because it's just us.
Whatever.
So
I'll post all over Facebook.
No, I know, but I think maybe a tie or a shirt that he has to wear to church on Sunday, or something like that, to where I don't know, something where everybody can see,
Yeah.
how bad he sucks at fantasy this year, kind of thing.
I get it, but I would say there needs to be certain boundaries.
Oh no! If you're a three-peat, no boundaries, Peter. It's free game.
Well, first of all, they're not consecutive. It's not a three-peat.
Well, I know, but he's lost. I know it's not 3 in a row. It's not 3 in a row, but he's lost 3 out of 4. That's close enough. I mean,
It's good numbers.
But
at least he's consistent.
I would say leave worship time out of it. That's separate and apart.
Yeah, I know. We'll think of some. I mean, we got Brian and Billy and Jared, who are cruel as all cruel can be. They're going to think of something way worse than me and Lou are going to think of. So, but we got a good group of guys, which is good. So it's all in good fun.
But if he has to stick around in the fellowship time with that tie.
Okay, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
I'm trying to think of what else we need to kind of cover. If you do end up losing it, I remember the time I was a contender, okay, one time. You might remember the Auction League back in 2012. And I posted about this on Facebook recently because it showed up in my memories. How Arian Foster, Frank Gore, and Chris Johnson all boycotted the end zone. I mean, if one of those guys could have gotten me maybe 10 yards and a touchdown, I would have been a champ once. And it got me thinking, what one guy would cost it for you?
Oof.
Like Arian Foster, Frank Gore, and Chris Johnson did to me.
So what one guy possibly could just put up,
Yeah, he goes goose egg on you, but if he scored a touchdown, you would win.
I think for me, honestly, I made that great trade with Scott. No, what's his name? Coletta. Yeah, Coletta for Eckler. John Coletta for Eckler, and I gave him a has-been Steelers running back and a has-been Monty Brown. And I traded those two for him, and Eckler has not gotten a touchdown the last 2 weeks. So I'm really hoping that Eckler just goes off and gives me a couple touchdowns. But if he doesn't, I think he would be the one to make or break this week because I don't have CMC. James Robinson, it's a very hard matchup this week. I think he is one of my key guys for this week. It's Eckler putting up a decent performance, touchdown and 100 yards. I think he's going to be the one that if he doesn't do that, the more likely it's going to be a loss for me because he is the only consistent workhorse in my fantasy besides James Robinson, who's coming off an injury. He's hurt. He might not play this week. Another injury that I have to try to deal with. So he's the only healthy running back that I have right now that I need to be consistent in order for me to. And if he doesn't, it's probably going to be a loss for me just because he's the only consistency I got as far as running back. Wide receivers, I'm good. I got a plethora of guys that can just light it up. But he needs to come up. He needs to show up this week in order to give me a win. That'd be my guy, Austin Eckler.
For me, the goose egg that would be extra painful, probably. I mean, I keep going back to Jalen Hurt. If when your quarterback has a bad week, you're essentially automatically have lost. So if somehow the Eagles start Carson Wentz the day of, or if he just, which could happen knowing their management. You never know what's going to happen over there.
Oh my gosh, that would be horrible.
Then, that for some reason something happens with him or the Cowboys show up defensively, then I'm toast. So I'll have to keep checking the notes for Carson Wentz and Hurts to make sure that the plans are still the same. That's why I kept Russell Wilson on my bench just to make sure, But yeah, everybody else feeling okay. I have a few rough matchups in my receivers. Like I think Jefferson's playing Chicago or something, so that's not going to be too good. And Robbie Anderson's not looking great. Oh, the Saints. They're pretty good too.
Yeah, now they got a great defense too. So,
yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But fun fact, Peter, you were saying the last time you were a contender was 2012, and this shows my age too, so it's kind of a diss towards me too. But that was when I graduated high school. So you're saying the last time you were the contender was when I graduated high school. So
wow.
Just wanted to throw that in there.
Yeah, I love that, brother. Yeah,
I had
my
to.
class graduation year was 1995. That's my high school class year.
Yeah.
So I'm showing my youth for sure with that, but I just thought that was funny.
But yeah, let's see if I can. Yeah, it doesn't show up too well on the camera, but that's 95 on my class run.
There you go. There you go.
When we getting rings for the championship for this, we got the trophy.
We got the trophy. We got WWE belt. We probably need to start.
Get a ring.
I get a ring.
Mm-hmm.
But the trophies are pretty nice. So
I'd probably up the budget for the each $10 for everybody, but worth it.
I know I like trophies.
Yeah.
I got my commentator trophy in the background here.
Any more questions, Peter? Go and love you guys. And Luke, good luck, man. This could be your first championship, my second. So
all right,
it's gonna be a dogfight, dude. I was actually wanting to play you because I was more worried about Buffalo quarterback. He is incredible. What in the world?
Yeah, he was
putting up 50. But then with CMC back, I'm not confident about nothing. So but
I got lucky.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good matchup.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to it. And like I said, you haven't won it, and all the riffraff guys have been in the league for a long time. They're all out of it, so that's good. So there'll be some two newbies in the league. So
yeah, I'm glad that I'm in the riffraff category.
You're not in the riffraff. You're in a league of your own, Peter. You're in the league of your own. Okay. Jeez.
Yeah. I saw Laura's post. Well, at least he's not a quitter.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He's not a quitter. So,
that's
but
me.
yeah. So yeah, love you guys. We'll talk to you soon.
All right.
I guess that's your final thoughts on it.
That's my thought. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm ready. I got some couple second guessing that I got to keep doing for a little bit on some players like Luke does with not running with his quarterback that's got him there the whole year. Man,
I feel like
it's a tough call to make.
Woo!
I feel like I'm disappointing Russell Wilson this week. He's going to call me up and be like, "Why didn't you start me?" And then I'll lose.
Especially if you lose, then he's going to really call you up and be like,
as he lights up the scoreboard.
Right.
Those fantasy points could have been yours, man. And the title.
If I lose because of that, I deserve it. So.
Yeah, exactly. And that'll be your award that Dan will have for you come next draft for worst decision ever or something. Worst pick decision ever.
Yep. That's a news.
That's not mine for getting an injured Jordy Nelson.
Yeah, or that, Peter. Yeah, or that.
Jordy Nelson.
Yeah. The certificate for that, by the way, is on the wall behind me. I kind of screwed it out of the way so that maybe you guys.
Oh yeah, you still got it. Nice.
Nice.
Okay. Well, sounds good, brothers. We'll talk to you guys soon. We'll look forward to the week. I guess we get football tomorrow.
Oh,
right?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
Right? Yeah.
All right, guys.
Tomorrow.
Brothers, good night. Good luck. Live long and prosper. One of you will get the victor's salute, and the other, well, at least you didn't get the PD.
Yeah, there is that. There is that. All right, guys.
Take it easy.
Guys. Bye.
Go to. Bye.